and welcome to the live coaching in the Facebook group. And I'm also live on Instagram. As I go through this right now, I'm going to go ahead and give a few updates, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So today, what we're going to be doing is I have just announced yesterday that I have a fully booked formula, which is my webinar. It is completely free, and I'm going to be hosting this on April 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the reason why I'm doing the fully booked formula and why it is so close to summer is I've noticed that there are so many people who have a huge misconception. People think that people don't buy over the summer. And I want to tell you that I have been able to be fully booked since 2021 because I know exactly what to do and what exactly to say to people when I'm doing things online. I know how to create conversations that convert not into just conversations that become clients, but I also know how to get engagements that get me in front of more people. And this is one of the most important things that you want to be doing in order to grow this year. So when you are thinking about getting to 6 and multiple 6 figures, you can use the summer and just chill out, or you can use it to scale and grow your business. And that is what I want everybody who wants to come to this webinar to do. So go ahead if you would like to register for the link in my bio. I have the link for everybody to sign up. And the other cool thing is if you sign up for that, you also get access to the Facebook group because the replay of the call is going to be in the Facebook group. And if you want coaching in the Facebook group, like I have Kylie here, we are going to be doing that every single week until May 26th, I think it is, when I go on maternity leave. So every Tuesday from 11 to 12, I'm coaching for free live in my Facebook group. And I want you guys to get in there and get in on that goodness too. And of course, also last but not least, the six figure scaling mastermind is opening up the same day as the 27th. It's going to open up, and then I'm going to bring in all the new people. I finished recording the modules on Friday, and you guys, it is insane. I was just telling everyone in the scaling call right before this how awesome these new resources are. It's stuff that I know is going to elevate your marketing and get you in front of more people. I talk through pitching and things like that. It's just really awesome. So if you're thinking about doing that, I'm out of town for the next 2 Fridays and Mondays. And if you want to get in for a consult, I included that link in there too. So lots of fun updates. Kylie, why don't you go ahead and get us started today with a win? And then maybe more people will join, maybe not, we'll see. But we are going to get in and talk about you growing because I know that this week is a very big week for you. So let's get to it.
Look at me. I'm the lucky one.
I know. I'm like, we get like a private call. It's
I know. Okay. So I shared my slides for the webinar in the
5 Figure Foundation portal.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. And you're doing that tomorrow?
Today at 7. And I have some interest. So more interest than I've ever had before, which is not a lot. So don't get too excited.
How many people signed up for it?
A few people. So I think there's like maybe 3 people signed up and like 8 or 9 that have expressed interest. So
Let's go.
That's pretty good. That's better than 0, which is what I normally have.
I would say 11 is a great goal. We love this. I think this is awesome. And the other thing is you can put this on YouTube afterwards so it can be repurposed for other content later. You know?
Absolutely.
Okay. I am looking at your slides right now. And so I want you to think about, for anybody who wants to do webinars and things like this is more of like a mastermind concept, but I definitely will for sure look through this because I think it'll help. But I think for you, the big thing you want to think about is making this about a problem that they want to spend money to solve. Like even the free thing. And that's what, if you guys do freebies and things like that, you want to think about how is this solving a problem they would pay to solve? Instead of it just being like, I'm just doing this to tell you about lovely information. That's great. Right. But like, what is the big thing here? So the reason why I say that is the title is 3 Steps to Test Success, helping your child feel confident, prepared, and focused. And I like that. And I want to evoke a little bit of a stronger emotion to start. Mm-hmm. And sometimes that involves, and like, I'm not a pain point person. I don't like to talk about pain points that much, just because I think that it helps to build out the alternative. But I do think maybe on this first slide, helping your kid go from like stressed to successful on the SAT.
Okay.
I think could be really helpful for you, because I think that's a problem that they would pay to solve. No parent wants to see their child struggle.
I love that. That's good.
You know what I mean? And it's like, there are so many preventable things that we can do to talk about what actually are the benefits of working with you as a tutor for their kids. And I think that sometimes painting the vision and talking about like, your kid is really, if your kid is feeling anything less than confident, we need to fix that. You need to sign up for my camps. They start on Saturday.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So then the next slide you say, what parents often say is, my kid knows the material, but often struggles on text. They get anxious and shut down, and they rush to second guess themselves. Sound familiar? And then we've got the 3-step framework. Okay. So what I would do here is I would paint out more of the problem.
Okay.
And be like, your kids are saying that they're anxious they have test anxiety. And I would paint out more of the problem. Like, when I'm talking about like a problem that people would pay to solve, this is important for you to be thinking about, because I want to even like, for like anything that people invest in, I'm like, how can I 10x their result? If they're paying me $7,000, I want them to get $70,000 from this of value. So I think that painting out for them the main issues with test taking, and it's like, if your kid feels test anxiety now, they can solve that, and this will prevent years of struggle. And you can also be like, I have kids that I've seen that struggle with this all the way through high school. You don't want your kid to be the kid that is like every test, and like we can change that starting on Saturday.
So is that something I can just build out in verbally when this slide comes up, or do I need to write it out?
I would put a few slides.
Okay.
I put a few slides. And here's the reason why. Is for me personally, when I'm doing my slides for my webinars, and actually I just gave this feedback to somebody on their webinar slides, but we were talking about like bringing it back to the topic. You know, it's like bringing it back to like, this is the struggle. This is the 3 steps to test success. It's like, and like, I would honestly put it on every slide is like test success, test success, test success.
Okay.
And just so that you remember to say it. And then I would also maybe, you don't have to put this in this slide right now, but you could maybe even say like, we can start, like, it's like, we can solve this on Saturday. We can solve this literally like starting on Saturday. It's simple. It is easy. It is doable. And that's what I would also say for you, is you want to bring it back to like because I know as a teacher, we can get really into like, I want to tell you how to fix it. Yeah. But the real fix
I tried to do less this time.
I just know you, and I'm like, I know this could be a thing, you know?
I still feel like it could be too much, but I really tried to pare it down like visually and everything a little bit. But
because, okay, think about it. What would get them better results? Them trying to solve their kids' test anxiety on their own?
Or them just letting me solve it?
And also, like, even if they were, like you were saying, like with your kids, like, you know, it's like, kids don't listen to their parents a lot of the time. Like, it's like they need somebody else that's like an outside person. It's not anything to do with parenting style. It's literally just like psychology between like kiddos, you know? So I love this.
Do I need to keep it like at the end, you know, when I'm offering bonuses for the camps and whatnot? Do I need to just keep it at that, or do I need to throw out that I could privately coach someone through
Keep
testing?
it with the groups, and then tell them if they have more questions, book a consult.
Okay.
But you want to know what I find really interesting?
What?
Of the 18 slides, do you know how many of these are selling something?
Probably 0, because I'm a teacher.
0! I'm like, what is happening here?
I'm teaching things. That's what I think of when a webinar.
Trust me, I know. Oh my gosh. And I still get feedback that I still teach too much at my webinars all the time. but I really do think that right now, this is like, you need to put slides actually talking about the process.
Okay.
And what you're actually going to do with the kids. So let's talk through the sales portion. Okay, so it's like to do. I'm going to put step 1, build out problem slides, show them how, and this is how I like to do it. It's like your kid could be the kid that's still struggling with test taking on the SAT, or I want to take you through every single test. When your kids go to more schooling, they're going to have more testing. They're going to have all these opportunities for them to build up their confidence as a student, and that's going to start as soon as a Saturday. There's so
and the camps are more strategy focused than they really are content focused. I mean, they have content in them, but they're very heavy on strategy and even breathing techniques. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So
awesome. Okay, so I would paint the vision for struggle, but then also paint the vision for like, this could be your kid succeeding, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to do that. And then I'm going to actually like look through and I'm going to check out what your, what the content is. Cause I have a feeling of the 18 slides, you're probably doing a little too much teaching. So I'm going to look at that in a second. But the next thing I want you to do before I even get into like the actual meat and potatoes of this is I want to talk you through the sales portion of your webinar.
Okay.
So let's talk about that.
You know how have I ever told you how I used to sell things?
No.
Okay. So when I was little, and you know, you have like the elementary school selling the wrapping paper and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So my mom is always competitive. I turned out to be competitive, but never with sales. So she would take them to work and everything, and then she'd send me out in the neighborhood or send me up to people to try to sell. And she says, I literally would hold out the little catalog and say, you don't want to buy any of this, do you? And that was my sales pitch.
That is hilarious.
Yes, so I have like...
So there's some self-concept work here. We got
some work to do.
These rivers run deep. It's like, this is like, sure. Okay, we've got a lot of here. So what is your thought about selling this for them? Because I just gave you thoughts about like how they do better when they're with another like adult, how the parents could try this, but they probably will not be successful because they don't have like years of teaching experience like you do.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a great thing to talk about kind of at the end of the presentation. You know, so here's some information that leads to test success, but if you need another person to help with this, I'm your gal kind of thing. But
okay, what are you do? How are you telling people to get on this webinar? Are you saying what we were talking about last week?
Okay, so I included a Google Meet link in my Facebook invite.
Okay.
I am going live and I put comment test success and I'll send you the link, and I had like 2 people get the link that way. They didn't comment test success, but they asked for the link, you know.
Yeah. What are you telling people in DMs about this webinar? Like, hey, I want you to join this webinar because what?
Because testing season is coming up soon. A lot of kids are stressed and have test anxiety, and this will have information. Basically, this will have information that can help with that.
What do you find interesting about that? I see a little hand also.
When I guess I just don't approach it from a sales point of view. Like, I'm approaching it from a webinar is informational, and then I just don't think about the sales part, I guess. I just think about bring people to me and then they will see how wonderful I am and then go from there.
Okay, so here's my thoughts, okay? What if, so it's interesting because you didn't bring up the test prep program at all.
No.
Let's change, okay? I think that we should reach back out to people.
Okay.
I was like, out to people, and I want you to say, so I think it's interesting because there's a thought there There's something going on. There's something that's going on. For me, I'm like, oh my goodness, if people knew about how awesome this like 4 weeks is going to be with you, it's going to be a game changer for them. And we want to go in and we want to think about how we can make this awesome for them and how we can get this to grow, right?
Yeah.
You do too, right? This is going to be amazing. So I want you to think about, okay, reach back out to people and I want you to say, like, it's like I'm leading a test prep. What do we want to call this?
I've been calling it a training camp for end of grade training camp.
I'm leading an EOG training camp. And we're just going to start this now, but in the future, when you're doing a webinar, you want to kind of lead with this. So that's why, and I don't know if you heard me pitching for the Fully Booked formula. I'm like, here are the problems. If you don't think you're going to get sales this summer, you want to make sure you're here, but also I'm going to be opening up the mastermind.
Yeah, I think in my mind, it's like I just focus so much on the webinar and the information being good that I forget the purpose of the webinar.
Yeah.
Completely.
I think that there's a thought there that's like, well, it might just be like literal experience, but I think that right now, I think this is also leading an EOG training. Like, it's like, we want to get to the root cause of like, again, that problem. You can think about like a 50K problem they want to solve. Like, this is something that they're going to struggle with for years if they don't fix this now.
Right.
So then you could say, I'm leading this EOG training camp. We're just going to start fresh. In the future, I would say like, hey, I'm leading an EOG training camp. I'm doing this webinar to talk more about it. Would love for you to come. And also, I'll be reaching back out about more information. But for this one, we'll just say, hey, just a heads up. Like, it's like a heads up. I know I messaged you about this webinar. And I'm actually leading an EOG training camp
I'll help you.
on that starts on Saturday. Here's the link to join. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, and let me do talk to type because it's taking too long. Me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll keep you posted about other things that I'm doing over the summer as well. ! But do you see how I'm like, I'm going to continue to talk to you about things that I'm doing just to let you know. But like, then we want to send this to like 50 people a day if we can. Like, send it out to as many humans that you know. It's like, at this, we're going to message people. It's like the people that you message about webinar, tools, talk to type. People you messaged about the webinar, literally anyone else in your audience. We want to say, I'm leading an EOG camp that starts on Saturday. Here's a link to join if you know of anyone who could use this. Let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. Now, I have been sending that. I just haven't, like, the webinar part was not connected with it. Those DMs I've sent.
There we go. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I was like, at least we've got that going on. So that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get those out there. Back to the sales piece. Let's just take a look at this. Okay, so for the sales portion, like, I want every slide to talk about, like, I want you to hint that, like, hey, you can do this on your own, or we can talk about this on Saturday. Okay. So now I'm looking at these slides. Oh, Kylie. We talked so much in here. I was like, wow, there is so much here. And I'm glad that you pulled some stuff out.
I feel like it's not even that much. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I did before, during, and after testing for each thing. What if I cut it back to just one, like, instead of 3 things for before, 3 things for during, and 3 things for after, I just did the best one for each one.
Please and thank you.
Okay.
I think that would be great. That's a great way to, so I'm just going to say, to do, I'm going to say for content, choose the best for each. Well, does it make sense for you?
Yeah, I'll remember that. Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing that you want to do here is, so we're going to build out after slides. When is this webinar?
Today.
It was like what time?
7.
How much time do you have to do this?
I'm good. Like, I have time today.
Okay, I just want to know, I don't want to give you too much.
No.
Okay.
I'll prioritize.
Okay. I also think that for me, the biggest thing here is relevancy and urgency. So we got to think about, okay, so it's like, right now you're really like esoteric. You're like, confidence is how your child thinks about themselves as a learner. Versus being like, the reason why your kid has test anxiety is because they're anxious and they don't have confidence. Right. When they go into the EOG on May 5th, you want them showing up to the test ready. Do you see how that's like for like it's like, we're taking it from like, we want our kids to feel better versus like, on May 5th, your kid is going to be freaking out if you don't teach them how to be confident.
Right. I got you.
You know? Okay, so then.
And I feel like even if I don't have time to go change that on the slide, I can at least prep myself to verbalize that idea.
Yes. And then I would say, but the interesting thing is with these things, the before, during, and after the test,
there's some overlap in some of them.
Well, it's also like, it's like most kids don't, before the test, one of the things that causes a lot of test anxiety is they don't have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's like, here's an example of what a plan looks like.
And one that's personalized to them.
But like, I want to make it a little bit more tangible. Like, so it's like,
well, I was going to talk about specific examples. So, for instance, in math, a child that struggles with word problems needs to have a specific steps they follow for reading and analyzing the information in the word problem. They need to do the same thing every time and know what that is.
Okay.
A child that has, in reading, has difficulty remembering what they read, then they need to have a process of annotating and tracking ideas so that they can remember the main parts, that kind of thing.
In here, do you know, like in the consult blueprint that I talked with you guys about, is like I have you bridge the gap with each person. So you say, here's what it looks like, and then here's how I'd help you. So for the before the test, be like, here is my key insight. Have a plan.
Right.
Here's an example. We go over this, and then the bridging the gap portion of it is like, we go over this on week 3.
Right. Gotcha.
So it's like on week 3, we're going to be talking about the before the test plan within my summer camp program.
Okay.
Do you see, or the summer, the EOG test camp?
Yeah.
So do you see how I'm already talking about the camp in each of the slides?
In the examples. Okay.
Like I'm talking about on slide 4. You know what I'm saying?
I gotcha.
Then we've got during the test. And also another thing you could do is like, I want you to have a kid that you take them through, if you can. I guess this is a lot of feedback, but like step 1, confidence. It's like, let me tell you Julie's before, and then right before you get to step 2, strategy, you show Julie's after.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're like, I'm going to tell you about one of the kids who might be like your kid. She had really, really bad test anxiety. She literally like would freeze on the test. So here's what we did. Like, here's Julie as a case study. And we worked on these things before, during, and after the test to build her confidence. And these are just other generic examples I have. And then going back to Julie, she went from getting 40s to getting 80s on tests within.
Right.
And it's like, we can do that within just a few short, I know it's only 4 sessions, but there's a lot that can be done in that time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and even that one student that grew that much on her cold reads, it happened within a few weeks.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, awesome. All right, now during the test, I would say pause and skip, I think, is the easiest one. The breathe one and the reset, I think, is too... Like, I think it's such a quick one that you can speak to, like, the test behind.
Mm-hmm.
Then, example, we're going to go over this on week 3. And then after the test, moving forward, I think would be the one I would choose. Okay. And then Julie's before and after. And then step 2, strategy, knowing what to do. I think prepare brain and body is easy.
Yeah, that's like everything, yeah. You hear that all the time.
It is, but it's like...
Well, and I have issues with that anyway, because if you don't feed your child some big, huge breakfast every day, don't feed it to them on the day of the ELG. They come in with a stomach ache, like,
Right? Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I actually, no, I'd make this one practice the right way. Duh. Because everyone hears the eat breakfast, but like practice the right way. This is so good. So it's like, this is how we do practice testing in my program. Do that one.
Yeah.
That one's way better.
Okay.
And then the next one is, I would say, eliminate.
Okay, yeah. And we do a lot of that in the camps, talking about that. And
then from there, after the test, I would say, what will I do differently? And like ask your kid, like, instead of what worked, what didn't work, and what you want to do differently. Then you can go in and you can be like, I think that would, or actually I would just do what worked and celebrate them.
That sounds good.
Okay. And then think of a before and after case study and be like, I want this to be your kid. It'll be great.
Yeah.
And then focus, mental discipline. Again, think about a kid with the, know the plan. Do that one.
Mm-hmm.
And like be like in our test prep program, I think the biggest thing that freaks kids out, especially if they're a 3rd grader and they've never seen the EOG before, usually teachers will go through that with them, but sometimes they don't. And so they want to see like what it looks like to bubble. They want to know all these different things that they can do. And that's going to be awesome. And then during the test, I would say then this is where we could go through and do skip and return. Easy.
I'll say that again.
Skip and return.
Okay, all right.
I think that's a good one. And then again, you can talk. It's similar to the eliminate.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm thinking.
And I always, I can tell personal experiences there of taking tests and future questions answering the question I was having trouble with. Like, within what that question would say or within that next passage or piece, it gave me something that triggered something in my mind that helped me with something that I was stuck on earlier.
Yeah.
Just skip it and come back to it because you never know what's going to trigger a thought.
Take that for eliminate. Take that for step 2 and make that eliminate. I want you to do the stay in your lane as this one.
Okay.
And I want to talk to the fact that like your kid is going to see, and they've seen this for years. Kids have started test taking in kindergarten. But now what you're going to do is the stay in your lane only is like one of the things that I see cause the most test anxiety and causes kids to be unsuccessful is they see all their friends going through faster and they're turning in their test. And I want you to imagine that they're the last kid to turn in their test. What we do is we normalize that and we talk about how like smart kids don't say that ever, but like
I know.
I was like, but you know what I mean? It's like encouraging them for taking their time and being cautious and like double checking their work.
Yeah, because it could also be the knucklehead that's just bubbling in Bab or whatever.
Yes. Yep. And it's like, they can read, they have books, like everyone has to sit in their chairs anyways. You know what I mean? It's like, they can't leave.
Exactly.
If you finish early, there's nothing else that you can do. So even if everyone in the whole classroom is finished, you still have to stay quiet and sit in your desk. Like, you can't just like go to recess. So you're not holding anybody up, and we normalize that.
Yeah.
And then I think growth mindset is the best one for after the test, because then it almost speaks to like, what do you want to do differently? And then being like, okay, it's like, what were the things that, again, we can go back to what worked, and then be like, what do we want to use next time?
This is so much better and not overwhelming.
It's
for
not
parents,
overwhelming.
Megan.
It's like,
Good
it's
job.
just going to be awesome. And then, but again, I want you to speak to like the fact that like, I want to support you. I want to help your kid to have the best EOG yet.
So I just keep going back to the reason I designed these camps is because
this is what my kids could use, like something like this. You know, it's like, this is why we're doing this. Like, everybody needs support. And then I would go through and I would talk through before, during, and after. Here's what you need to do to feel more confidence. Here's what we need to do to get into the better test taking mindset. And then I would talk them through all of your tools. I would go through and literally talk through and be like, for the sales portion. So it's like, you already, by understanding what to do before, during, and after the test on that slide, with it's slide 16, it's like, overall, you just knowing that and building confidence and that trust with your kids is already going to be so helpful. And if you want support, if you want to make sure that your kid is set up for success, I want to talk to you about my program, the 4 weeks of test prep camp that I'm going to be doing. And I want to have a slide breakdown for each of those things. So it's like, there's like a portion where you go from like teaching to selling.
Okay.
So then you're like, okay, now you know these 3 steps already. Some of you are like, okay, we've got this. I know exactly how to help my kid. The SAT is going to be great. Or the EOG is going to be great. And then you can be like, but there are some of you who know that your kids might not listen to you very well. You might need somebody, you just want to make sure that you are hitting all the points, and you want somebody who's experienced, who has all this, like, who understands what it's like and has created a curriculum around it. And that's what I created this for.
Okay.
It's like, you can, and the way I say it is like, you can go at it your own. And I am wishing you the best of luck. And also, if you want support, I can help.
Here's what it's going to look like. Okay.
And then I want you like to go in, quickly delete the other things for the content, but then I want to have at least a slide per camp.
Okay.
Then I want you to have a weekly breakdown.
Okay.
And then I want you to be like, you can either sign up right away. For you can include the price on this one.
Okay.
And you can be like, this is how much it costs. I want to make it something that was so affordable, something that literally anybody could do. And also in your message to people, I would say how much it is. How much is it?
It's $199.
Yeah.
For 6 weeks.
6 weeks, not 4. Okay. So it's like leading a 6-week EOG crane camp for $199.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. This is beautiful. I'm so excited. Okay.
And I thought that if I did offer a bonus or anything for people that signed up from the webinar, it would maybe just be like a free coaching session with me for their kid that they use by like August 31st.
Love it. Love it.
Okay.
So we need a slide about that. Bonus one-on-one slide.
Okay.
I want it to be like, we've got lots of slides for you and your people. And I think this is going to be awesome.
Yay.
This is so good.
Thank you. I want to show you one thing, and then I'll let Amy take it.
Yes, Amy Watts.
Okay, so let's see here. I didn't do my celebration at the beginning, and so I got this message the other day. Can you see it? So this little boy requested that his mom sign him up for more tutoring so he can do well on the EOG. And I was like, oh, thank you. So it's nice
awesome.
when you first start out, you don't have any testimonials. So you're like, when they start to come in, you're like, oh,
like,
okay,
this is great.
everything's working and this is good because I can share this. And so anyway, yeah, that was a happy moment for me.
It's a happy moment for me too. And I really do think that like, just, I know so many people could use these EOG camps, and $200 is like nothing. It really is such a good price point. I'm so excited for you. And I love this.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. I'm going to say, kid requested to work with me. So good. All right, Amy, go ahead. And if you want to give us a win, and then I'll pin you to the screen.
Okay, sure. A win. I had a consult booked yesterday. Have myself convinced that it's a looky-loo, but it's the first one that I've had from someone that I've never met in person at all. Like we just connected on social through a mutual person, and they booked it, and then they rescheduled it. So that kind of made me feel like maybe it is legit. You know what I mean? They rescheduled it from one day to a different. So we'll see.
Well, hey, I found just a good thought for you guys to have.
Yeah.
I have found that some of my best people I've ever worked with, I did not know at all beforehand. Kylie, we had no connection at all. ChatGPT recommended her to me. That's literally
so cool.
how we started working together. So it was like so cold, but like it's some of my favorite clients I've ever worked with. Not that I have favorites, but like it's been awesome. So I'm so excited for you.
That's cool. Well, and I think we connected I went to a networking event and there was like a mobile podcast and video person there set up and doing interviews. Yeah. So
you've been on fire.
That was good.
I pulled out a clip of it that just said specifically, this is what I do. It was a 30-second clip. And I saw that this person had liked that. So at least she knows exactly what I said. So we'll consider it part of win. So
I literally watched that and I was like, Amy is on fire. Like you're doing like in-person stuff because Kylie's also in North Carolina. So like, because it was just like so cool. I'm just like watching you like exploding and I'm just like, okay, great.
That's interesting. So, I think it was, I don't know if it was Jill maybe said in the previous group today, talked about energy. I'm trying very hard to have great energy to bring here today, but I'm in this place, Megan, where I feel like I am really just starting back at zero. Like, oh my God, I don't have any idea what I'm doing. Like I'm working on my taxes as we speak here, which is super fun, right?
Well, I have to do the same. I realized it yesterday and I was like, something important happens in April. And I was like, taxes! And I was like, Diane, I'm so sorry. My sweet accountant, I'm going to be like, I think we might need an extension. Super sorry about that. And I was like,
okay, that feels good. So I'm like, am I the only person on the planet doing them on April 7th? No, I'm not.
Ma'am. I'm doing them tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So, but yeah, so anyway, I say that to give you an idea of where I am. Just like I feel like I'm starting at ground zero. I am so comfortable going out and doing the things. Face to face is where I thrive. That's my jam. Like I'm in it. But it's sitting at home in the office at this computer where I'm just like, what the actual fuck am I doing? Let me just go back to being a nurse because I know how to fill out a checklist. I can do an assessment. I can save your life all day long. Yes. But don't ask me to put together a content calendar for 30 days because that is way beyond.
That's like where we draw the line.
Apparently I can do surgery and all the things, keep you alive and resuscitate
I can literally resuscitate you, but content calendar, well, so that's the thing. It's like all of us have gone through years of most likely, and not everybody, but most likely years of schooling for past professions where we have had years of education and then we get thrown into solopreneurship and there's no education. There's literally like, do whatever you want. It's no structure. It is so stressful. That's literally why I feel like the Solopreneur Academy is why I want to name this such, because it's like, You need to know. You need somebody to teach you. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to break it down. But again, think about how long did it take you? Years to become a nurse, right?
I mean, to get to the level where I am now, where I'm teaching other people and, yes. Yeah.
So long.
Yes.
So I want you to, so it's like the thought, I'm starting at 0. I actually want to keep that thought, different feeling. So I think right now, the thought I'm starting at 0 makes you feel scared and overwhelmed. In a way, maybe. What is the,
so I'm also doing this, the somatic certification, and part of it is like I had that course yesterday, and so the instructor took us through something, and so like I had a release there, but for sure it's in my body. It's just releasing old stories and stepping into belief. It's very much it's mindset and it's nervous system. My nervous system is on fire. Again, I can go to the networking events. I can do the podcasts. I can do all the things. But also I had a handful of failures. March was, whew.
Yeah.
So March was a $0 month for me.
Yeah. And happens. That happens.
But
at the
it's not
6-figure
okay.
level.
So there's that. And I had one consult that was a no-show. She did follow up with an email, but she did not reschedule. Okay. And I had an event that I started marketing 72 hours in advance, and I had I had one person show up that was a client that I offered a free ticket to. But I'm very proud of how I managed that. Yeah. I utilized the time there. I love the space. I'm going to rebook it. So I did no webinars because that in-person event was in lieu of my, but again, I posted it on a Saturday and it was on a Monday night. So it wasn't even 72 hours.
Yep. So
I feel like it's a little bit of a mess, but also like, okay, so I'm in the driver's seat. Let me get a little traction.
Okay. So, I love to just share, be completely transparent with you guys about, that's why I hope, the taxes statement was, so helpful. Cause, I just want to make things realistic for everybody. So for this webinar, the Fully Booked Formula webinar, I had 3 steps that I was going to teach in it. And then I think I'm going to change the 3 steps. I know that it's going to be awesome. And I know that, and I've got ideas for it, but I don't actually know the exact 3 steps that I'm doing for it. And I started marketing it yesterday. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be fine. Are we making our post day to day? Also, yes, because my amazing VA, she went in and she had Claude write completely new stuff that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. And so I have to go back and redo it all this week, which is fine. But I'm that isn't ideal. This is not an ideal situation right now. I did 3 webinars to cold traffic, and I only had, the first one person came. The second one, or 2 people came, but they left. 1 person came to the next one. The next one, 3 people came. They left when I started selling. 1 person out of all 3 of those that I put $2,000 towards booked a consult, but then canceled. So that's what's going on. And this is, so I want you to know that you have dreams of becoming a 7-figure earner.
Oh, it's a reality.
It's a reality.
I'm trying to figure out what steps do I take? I see it. It's there.
I know.
But I feel like I'm walking in circles instead of forward, right?
And but I want you to know that the faster you can start to take these months, learn from it, and grow instead of taking it personally, the faster you're going to be a 7-figure CEO mindset.
And I will say that I do recognize that through this, I am being in multiple areas of my life, financially, relationally, physically, I've upped my game. I've doubled my work, in every area of life. I'm intentionally putting my nervous system at a 10. So fucking of course you're waking up with a knot in your stomach. And you know how to manage it. I feel the need to say this too. This is for me. Also, I know I'm a really good coach. My clients are getting the most insane results. Everybody's like, when can I renew? So let me just say that part is going amazing. I actually had a client book 2 sessions this week because she's like, we had a session yesterday, Monday. And she's booked another one for Friday. She's like, I just want you back on Friday.
Yes.
Because of what's happening for her this week. Right. So that is amazing. If I die tomorrow, I know that I've impacted the clients that I have right now. That actually is the thought that I love right now.
Can we use that as like all of this other stuff about the back end of your business is going to be the cherry on top of an already thriving coaching practice? Like,
Like that.
You know what I mean? Because so what I think starting at 0 implies that you're going from bad to good. And I would go to these events where I would get like, it was every 6 months, and I would have panic attacks at every single event. Not even like, I'm not even talking about like nervous system. Like, I just felt really bad. I would literally be sobbing in a hotel room, like uncontrollably. Like my nervous system was just like unwell. And it was because I was having this notion that like my business was really bad. I would hear about people who had books, who were on TV, who had all these awesome things that I was like, maybe I should write a book. I was like, maybe I was like, and they're doing in-person events. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I should fly 10 people to Cabo also. And like, we should do this too. And I was just panicking, like straight up panicking.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? And it was like, okay, this is like versus there's a reason that you're here. Your business is already so good. You're doing in-person events. You did a podcast in person. You have signed clients and they're getting amazing results. So we're already doing really good. Let's just take everything you're learning and make it great. Okay.
Yeah. And I think can I use a really unprofessional term here? I think the mind fuck is like, I am such a great coach, and I don't mean that from an egotistical way. I know my clients are getting what they came for. And I'm like, but this does not compute. How am I such a complete disaster with the business creation end of things? Right. So,
okay, let's answer that for yourself. Like, it's like, what, because you haven't learned it yet. We haven't taken time to figure this out. If you were to put like, you know,
I had the perfect visual. Like if a doctor handed me a full lab report for a patient, was like, okay, now go tell them what they need and educate them. Mm-hmm. And I have no idea what any of these labs mean.
But could you learn how to read the labs, give a diagnosis, and give a prescribed plan for them?
Yeah, and to get there, it took me a solid 2 years of doing it every single week.
I was like, Haley, I'm so sorry. I hope you got headphones and I saw your child. And I was like, and I curse all the time. So sorry, people on the gram. I was like, no, it's totally fine. I was like, I think people know that I curse pretty like often. So I'm like, they expect it from me. So I'm like, within here though, I was like, within your business, it's the growth, actually, to Kylie's presentations about growth versus fixed mindset. It's like, I just need to learn the business stuff. If I got a lab report and I never understood how to read a lab, nobody would know. Like, I would never expect myself to do that. So why are you expecting the same from your business?
Yeah. And again, I think understanding too that I'm literally pushing myself to, not to the limits, because we don't even know what our limits are, but I'm extending myself in every single area of life right now.
Yes.
Literally. Of course.
And this, so it's like, I just want you to take it, like, that's what I meant. Like, we're starting at 0, but we're ready to learn. Like, what if we have that same thought, different feeling? Okay. And why don't we start out with just the posting, and I'm pulling up your folder.
I also put Bridge on hold. I paid her for what she's done for me, and I was like, I need a week.
We need a pause. We need a pause. Yes.
I got to get the taxes done, and then,
and then we can do it. And I think that is awesome to recognize. Let's go through and make you an awesome content calendar for April. How does that feel? Like, let's just go. And this one was telling somebody, do you remember that last week? And I was like, I think it was Jill a few weeks ago, but like we were talking about like, let's get the foundation and then we can scale. Okay.
And just so you know, Megan, because I know as a coach, you have to, and maybe not, I'm projecting here. So I would find it frustrating as a coach to sit and go through this with somebody, and because you've done this with me, not once, girlfriend, twice before. And did I implement it? I did not.
No, but I'm
still posting by the seat of my ass.
That's totally fine. I think for me personally, even if somebody were to sit down and do this with me, I wish I had a coach. I've been posting consistently since 2020, pretty much December of 2020. I posted consistently every single week. But going through this with somebody else is invaluable. I wish I could pay somebody to do what I do for other people, just because for my brain, I love just like for somebody to walk me through it and make it fast and easy. So let's just choose it. Let's choose it. Okay, so this week, I'm guessing there isn't a topic yet. Let's figure out one.
There's not.
Let's figure out one. What would you want to talk about?
Let's do the pillar of, let's go confidence.
Let's go confidence. Okay. And now, do you want to do, this is something for the mastermind. Don't worry about this, but like, it's going to be cool for other people to hear this. Would you like to do any events this month? Anything in person or virtual?
Yeah, so I'm going to redo because this mastermind is going to be a series of 4 sessions, and so I'm going to redo that. And I was planning on doing it Monday the 13th, but now I'm like, okay, but already it's Tuesday the 7th. So
what? Well, and maybe I wouldn't do it on the 13th if I were you personally, just so that you can give yourself more time to. Yeah. What is the master class on?
So this is a mastermind and I don't have it. I can't pull it out of my head right now, but I've got it all laid out. Yeah, so it's for women to discover what is blocking me, right? So we're going to come together in community, but I'm going to teach like a pillar essentially, and then we'll roundtable again from the mastermind perspective. But yeah, what's getting in the way and how do a lot of nervous system work, honestly, that's step 1. So the first session will be recognizing the patterns, and here are a couple of quick wins to help you over the next 7 days. Reset that nervous system baseline so you can get clear and start planning and taking action.
So, okay.
Exactly what I need right now.
Well, so do you want this to be 4 classes?
I do.
Okay. So when do you want to do it weekly? Do you want to do it all in 1 week?
I think, no, it'll be because I would love to have the same group plus add people in every week. Right. Yeah. So,
just and then like really in January when we had like a theme of the week and we kind of like that, like,
yeah, I didn't follow through on that, Megan.
I know you didn't, but that's okay. But I was like, okay. So in my brain, I'm like, we're going to try it now with like a completely new frame. We love this.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
And honestly, I could do the same teaching topic as a webinar each time as well. I could just convert the material and do a webinar. So, but that feels like that could be confusing marketing. Like, am I trying to get people into the live or the virtual?
I think the mastermind word confused me for a second versus calling it a masterclass series or a webinar series. Which do you like better?
I like the masterclass series.
Masterclass series. Let's go with that. Okay. And I think that like, what if we call it like something before summer? What if we call it something like that? Like, see, like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, what if we can make it something like, because you said what's getting in the way? And I'm like, what could be clearer about that? And I'm like, what if we do something like,
something about breaking cycles or recognizing patterns? Obviously, this is all coach speaking. That's
so
what I list.
what kind of like cycles do they need to break before summer? What are the things they want to accomplish before summer?
They want to take back control of their calendar, stop waking up feeling completely overwhelmed by the to-do list.
Okay.
And decrease the anxiety and get back their energy.
I love this. Take back control of your calendar, increase, you said beautifully about energy, and
decrease the anxiety and get back your energy.
Decrease anxiety, get back energy. Love this. That is so much like, and what you could make it something like, let's make this the best summer yet. Like, what can we do to make this your best? It's like, we're going to make.
I like that because I use the write your next best chapter. So I like, let's plan your next best summer.
Plan your next best summer.
Okay, but then does that feel like, what is she helping me plan a vacation? What is this?
I think that if you say the heading, take back control of your calendar, decrease your anxiety, and get back your energy, it clarifies it.
Okay.
Like, so I could say plan your summer, and you could say plan your summer, but with me, I'm saying plan it with the scaling frame. You're saying it like with the life frame. I love that. And so let's go and actually let's talk about this. I don't mind it actually this week for you to announce this.
Okay.
Announce
like it's coming soon kind of thing.
Yep. And I want you to, this is almost like your pre-webinar week when, like we were talking, it announced Masterclass Summer Series. And
Well,
then,
that Masterclass Summer Series.
Right,
The pre-summer series or the summer planning series, something like that. Okay.
Yep, it's like the announced summer planning masterclass series. And then what we'll do for today is like, you'll just announce the webinar or announce the masterclass series. And then you can do a post and a reel about it or just do a post about it. I would recommend maybe just do a post about it, pin it. And then I would do tomorrow the 3 things you'll learn and break, or do you want to do it 3 classes or 4? If you do it 3, it would work out perfectly for all.
I don't care. That's fine. Yeah, 3 is fine.
It's like the 3 things you'll learn, week 1, week 2, week 3. And then who is, you just mentioned somebody who you're working with twice this week. What's their, what was...
She's not my ideal client. She was referred by a friend and I'm helping her with foster and adoptive care overwhelm.
Okay. So
but also it really is that same thing. So it's the feeling completely overwhelmed by all the things in life that are pulling you, and it's nervous system reset, and it's rebuilding the confidence in yourself, and it's decision making and boundaries. It's all the same stuff.
I love it. Okay. So let's do that. Let's go through and just, that is what we're going to do this week. Can you come today or tomorrow to the next call to talk through the rest of the month?
Yeah, I actually have a meeting I have to jump on now, but yeah, I'll come on at 1 o'clock today too.
Okay, awesome. And then I'll see you at the 1 o'clock call. Kylie and Milaka, so good to see you. I will see you guys next. And let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will see you so soon. Bye, everybody.